finishing their fight, leaving Chris to yell for no reason whatsoever and lift his sword in the air like he's fucking He-Man.
We then come across a title crawl that explains that this is a world called Byston Well, and it lies somewhere between heaven and hell. It's good that we get some sort of exposition, but couldn't it have come a little bit sooner? Like before the last of the audience's brain cells evaporated?
We catch up with Chris as he's learning how to ride a horse, or unicorn, or horse with an ice cream cone stuck to its head. Apparently, he still has much to learn.
I guess the footstraps must be helping him.
I intentionally fell off to protect the horse's feelings.
I never thought that the sound of laughter could be agonizing.
Meanwhile, the king's forces are regrouping and planning their attack on the escaped slaves. Well, at least I think that's what they're doing. I can't really tell because every other word they're saying is made-up baby talk.
It is most effective to place a Duraga roll at Gabujuju. You should destroy the Matomius with the War Beast Army Corps.
But if you use the Dragarolls at Gabajuju, won't the Nixaflux flank you at Nixafluckachuckafuck?
This is about the time where the show finally puts on the brakes and tries its very hardest to flesh out the story and the setting. What with all the forced, unnatural, and painful exposition being choked out line after line. It doesn't help that the actors cannot for the life of them make this wooden dialogue the least bit interesting.
Since it's a leap year, we had every reason to believe that we could get through Sweetweed Road. That's why I carried out the escape.
You know, a legend has a meaning. I'm sure we can get there.
Of course, when the show isn't wasting time with spoon-feeding us necessary information that we should have known ages ago, it's wasting time with pointless action scenes, although these scenes tend to be a lot more unintentionally hilarious.
Are you going to use it like the Gara?
Absolutely, it should be more effective this way.
I see, it looks so easy.
It's what we call a drug in my world.
If you taste it or smoke it, you get happy and do crazy things.
Yes, it's a bit dangerous.
Drugs. They're a bit dangerous.
But when it comes to time wasting, nothing in the show compares to the scenes where the two Chris's talk with each other. This is probably the most needlessly confusing element to the entire show, and considering the fact that the hero entered this world on the wings of a technicolor goose, that is saying something.
You sure look good for someone preparing for an exam.
You certainly got sexy.
So the bad guy in gold tricks the beasts of the area to attack Chris and the others in a pointless battle that manages to kill 8 minutes of screen time. But honestly, the only reason why we're even bringing this whole sequence up is because this one character in a hood appears out of nowhere and fucking dive bombs a Hydra. And when the others appeal to him for help with their cause, we're treated to what has to be the worst voice actor ever.
Satarurad, would you give us honor and come with us?
Although we can't pay you until after we rebuild our country.
No, I'd like to stay on my own. Although I'm looking for an employer, I would rather watch the Matomia success from the distance.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm late for my audition as King Lear.
With the beasts defeated, the Chris's contact with one another, and they formulate modern strategies and technology to help them in the fight, including plans for a makeshift rifle. These new plans are sent out to be implemented among the soldiers, although not everyone is happy about it for some reason.
All right, our Frio, have the young people practice this. But they want to try it.
All right.
Developing a gun is Ondel's very special assignment.
And you know what the hell of it is? They never use a gun. They don't even show one being built.
The rebel slaves figure that if they can take the offensive and destroy the king's supply, they'll be able to hamstring the army and gain the upper hand. So there goes another 5 minutes just watching choppy, disjointed battle scenes. Are we the good guys or the bad guys?
Fuck if I know, just keep fighting! It's about here that I think the show realized that it's only got half an hour left to screw with our heads, so it decides to pull the drag chute and just amble on and on with these completely pointless, boring, and non-sequitur scenes. After the rebels manage to capture the enemy's supplies, they continue on into this canyon for whatever reason, and we keep cutting back to the Chris's in our world who is progressively getting worse and worse, despite the Chris in the other world being fine and dandy. Seriously, the show spends 10 minutes just running its wheels like this, just showing scene after scene that have nothing to do with each other. Not even the hilariously awful dub can save these last few scenes from being completely unwatchable. It's like the show is going out of its way to be irredeemable.
Oh, they really are there! But I won't be afraid now. I will go and scout it out.
See what I mean?
How is it possible that scenes of medieval soldiers riding armored velociraptors being tossed into the air with explosives can be so fucking tedious and boring to sit through? This show has done the impossible here, folks. It has made the ridiculous boring. Anyway, the fight doesn't seem to be going well for the rebels, but Rumiko, you know, the ball buster from forever ago at the beginning, plays the cheerleader for Chris in our world at his bedside, and this somehow gives Chris in the other world the courage and spirit to keep fighting on. I know this is all sorts of cheesy and cliche, but at this point, this is the least of the show's problems.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, what? Whoa! Whoa! Stop it! Hey, let me go!
Why is a Valerio flying here, I wonder?
Yes.
Hey, let's rip her legs apart.
Yes.
Damn you! I'll get you! Don't do it! Don't touch me! Get away!
Yes.
Bastard!
Hey, wait!
No.
Those bitches! Those sons of bitches! They only put that scene in there just to piss people off! You don't take the most annoying character, put them in a sure death situation, and not fucking deliver!
I swear to God, if I ever meet that woman, demon harpy thing that voiced that fucking pixie, I will dunk her head in a bucket of lye!
Spoony, calm down. It's almost over.
No! Kill! Murder! Death!
Come on!
Kill! Knives! Floods of blood! Ah!
So the last general of the king's army manages to outduel the rebels and their exploding gunpowder and is about to kill the rebels' spiritual leader when Chris snaps into action. You know, I forgot to mention this because of all the bullshit that the show keeps stacking up on all of us, but Chris is able to call upon the power of Garzey's wing to fly around in the most undignified way imaginable. Actually, second most.
Pooh, my man, he flies like a moron. Dun, dun, dun.
He has the power to rear project major cities.
Chris, use this!
Yeah!
Thanks, bitch, that totally helped! Actually, the power of Garzey's wing is so badass, it seems, that all Chris needs to beat the big baddie is a broken sword handle and an unbelievable amount of bullshit. Well, with the general breathing his dying breaths, Chris is urged to deal him the final blow, but he is reluctant to do so, despite having killed dozens of soldiers not just 5 minutes ago. I guess it has something to do with not wanting to give in to peer pressure. Anyways, he does so, which causes him to blow chunks.
Oh no!
I'm not sure.
He's just a human. Humans are just human.
Humans are just human. Did Ed Wood ever work as a translator before he died?
So with the king's forces defeated and the two Chris's remaining separate for whatever reason, the Chris from our world decides to go on a motorcycle ride with Rumiko and fly off into the sky as a final insult to the audience's intellect. End.
Garzey's wing is indescribable. It's beyond human words. It's on a level unto itself. To view it is almost transcendent. It is, in a phrase, the perfect bad anime. Hey, Noah. Did you have a nice time?
Yeah.
Aw, that's nice. Hey, good news. No more Garzey's wing. It's over.
Let's go Garzey's wing.
Damn, that guy's good.